Etsy's recent acquisition of Depop on June the 2nd for 1.62 billion. Again, billion.
Hefty.
You know what Davido says?
Yeah,
30 billion. This wasn't quite 30 billion, but
it was still a billion.
It was still a billion. Welcome to another episode of Stocklist. Today we're going to take you through one of our favorite stocks of all time.
Official stock.
Etsy.
There you go,
So
mate.
we're going to give you the pros, we're going to give you the cons, we're going to give you the share price financials so you can make that decision whether or not to invest in them.
So Etsy is an American e-commerce platform, much like eBay or Amazon. The only difference is they specialize in handcrafted goods or vintage goods.
That's it.
Right? There you go.
As simple as that. At the moment, they operate on the NASDAQ under the ticker ETSY, so Etsy. That's it, yeah. I had to spell it out for the people who didn't get it the first time. Their share price at the moment is $166 at the time of recording, and their 52-week range is between $79 and $251.
Perfect. I forgot to mention that the CEO is Josh Silverman, and he is also from eBay. So he knows a thing or two.
Snake, innit?
Yeah, it's a snake, but I mean, it's experience.
It's true.
Experience. He knows a thing or two about the whole e-commerce world and how to make an e-commerce platform successful. We've now moved on to financials, and we're going to tell you how the company is financially. So, Michael, give us the revenue and profits from last year.
A few people find this a bit boring, but it's essential.
It's essential. You have to know the fundamentals.
You have to. So, in 2019, their financials were looking a bit higgy. So revenue was 808 million and the profit was 95 million. However, in 2020, the year of the pandemic, the strong pandemic.
Well, in 2020, they brought in $1.73 billion in revenue. Look at that jump from 808 million to 1.73
massive jump.
Billion, yeah.
The year of the entrepreneur. Everyone's trying to become an entrepreneur.
And it makes sense now, doesn't it? Yeah. And the profits went from, what was the profits again?
95 million
to 349 million.
So
that's a big jump.
A jump from 95 million
to 349 million. That is massive.
So understand? Again, the year of the entrepreneur. But everyone's looking for a side income, side hustle.
Even if you didn't know you had an Etsy, you probably had an Etsy. You probably tried to sell something on Etsy as well.
It's true. Or you bought something from someone from Etsy.
Definitely bought. Yeah. I know I bought something from somebody on Etsy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Throughout that year.
Yeah. A lot of people are moving away from, sellers are moving away from using Shopify and putting their stuff on Etsy.
Yeah, because Etsy is just easy to use.
It's easy to use, so we'll talk about that more in our pros and cons.
We're coming. Wait us.
Wait us. So as always, we ain't trying to sell you dreams, so we're going to tell you a little disclaimer that by now you should know. So we're not financial analysts or advisors. So take everything we say with a pinch of salt, Maggi,
paprika,
and anything in the kitchen.
All right.
Pro number one, some people in the UK know this site already.
Yeah. Or
platform, should I say.
Yeah.
Depop. Yeah. So Etsy's recent acquisition of Depop on June the 2nd for 1.62 billion. Again, billion.
Hefty.
You know what Davido says? 30 billion. This wasn't quite 30 billion, but
it was still a billion.
It was still a billion. So yeah, their recent acquisition of Depop has put them in a position to compete with the likes of Amazon, Shopify, eBay. We already know that the CEO came from eBay, so he has some sort of insight into how these businesses are working. So in order for him to reach that level, he needs to grow the business quick and efficiently. And the most efficient way is to acquire businesses doing something similar. Your competitors. That's it.
Acquire them.
That's it.
Right. So rolling on from the point that Michael made about Etsy being a competitor with Shopify, I can tell you that Etsy is actually a lot easier to use than Shopify because Etsy is actually a marketplace, whereas Shopify is more of an e-commerce platform where you build your own site and you sell your own products, right?
That's a strong point. But what do you mean by that?
Yeah. So with Shopify, you kind of set up your own shop and you have your own domain name and it's just your thing. Whereas with Etsy, you're on the platform like eBay. All you do is drop your products there and start selling. You don't need to set up any designer store or you don't need to add any domain name. You don't need to do designing.
People can find your products easily.
A lot easier. People find your products a lot easier on Etsy than on Shopify.
Shopify is one of those websites you actually have to promote your website for someone to be able to find you.
You have to know about SEO and all that rubbish.
Whereas Etsy, you just type in, let's say for example, you want a pack of cards. You type in cards, and you get all those cards. Bob's your uncle. Especially if you're on, it benefits those new sellers because Etsy is a platform who encourage or set new sellers up in a way where buyers attract them.
Okay. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Pro number 3 is very, very similar to pro number 2 because of the nature or the structure of the business. So because Etsy is more of a marketplace than an actual e-commerce platform, it makes onboarding of your own products as a seller a lot easier. So therefore, their seller growth rate, the onboarding of sellers has increased very rapidly. So you notice that since Etsy's come out, there's been a lot of people flock there to go and sell their products simply because it's so easy to just set up a shop and start selling. Very simple.
Point number 3 was more on the consumer side, and point number 4 is more on the...
Sorry, point number 2 is more on the consumer side. Point number 3 is more on the seller side.
That's it.
So we get more sellers on the platform simply because it's so easy to just get started. Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Not everyone wants to do web design, you know?
Nah, just list your product and get cracking.
Drop and go.
Drop and go, as Michael said.
So point number 4, so it's all to do with the way that Etsy have been doing debt collector movements.
Okay.
So accounts receivable. So meaning the money owed to them has increased from 65 million to 169 million. Wow. Meaning the money that is coming in or money that they've accounted for to come in.
It's actually coming in.
It's coming, there's a lot to come.
So they're probably chasing up all their invoices, making sure they're collecting all the payments that are needed.
And it's always good, if the amount owed to you
it's actually coming to you.
And it's a big figure. Because late payments mean extra charges, interest, all of that you can add on. But at the end of the day, like we said, 65 million to 169 million means there's more money. There's more money coming in.
It's that simple.
Hence the revenue. We're going up as well.
We're going to now take you into a couple of cons of the stock. So Mike, what's con number 1?
So too many acquisitions for the business. For me, that can hinder the growth of the business if you have too many acquisitions within a short space of time. So they've acquired Depop, some other e-commerce sites, as well as some marketing firms as well to improve their business. But again,
when you're buying too many businesses, it makes it difficult to focus on your core value,
exactly. So that's con number 1. What's con number 2?
So con number 2 is the fact that a major competitor has stepped into the market and has jumped on their niche, and the competitor is Amazon. With Amazon's new brand called Amazon Handmade, they're now also offering a marketplace where sellers can come and sell other handmade products, much like what Etsy's doing. So
how many fingers do
Amazon wants to take over the world? It's basically what Michael's trying to say.
You see, the English was not English. What I was about to say was...
how many fingers and how many pies? I get it. Amazon is really trying to put their fingers in every single pie, and they're digging their fingers deep into Etsy's pie right now with Amazon Handmade. And that's going to make things quite difficult for Etsy because Amazon, as we all know, is a titan. And they have enough financial backing to succeed in any niche that they target. So that's a big risk. And you know me, I like to talk about competitors a lot. You understand? And this is a big one. So let's see how far Amazon takes this whole Amazon Handmade thing and see if they can actually attack Etsy's market share.
That's it. Con number 3 would be the fact that they've got a high level of debt. So in 2019, it was 847 million. And in 2020, it went up to 1.15 billion.
Wow.
So again, you can see that the acquisitions that they made had an effect in terms of their total debt.
Total debt. Wow. And when you have investors looking at your balance sheets and they see a lot of debt, they get worried. And it could scare people away from the stock. Which will, in essence, bring the stock price down. So
that's why
big risk.
Sometimes it's not good to just look at the numbers. You need to analyze the numbers.
Try and make sense of the numbers.
Because that debt, as we've seen, is an investment.
Some people might just see it there as debt and not really look into it. We're going to now tell you about the growth strategies. So Michael, what do you think? What's one of them?
So the growth strategy is to improve the way you search for products on their e-commerce platform. you want to tell them about who they've acquired recently?
So they've recently acquired a company called Blackbird Technologies, and what Blackbird Technology brings to the table is the fact that they're able to improve your search technology for you. It's that simple.
It's better for Etsy to go down the route again of acquiring someone who specializes in that rather than starting from scratch.
Yeah, exactly. You literally get the knowledge straight away and you can implement and start benefiting from
Exactly.
it.
Plus as well, we spoke about their total debt. Imagine if they've now started from scratch, trying to...
the R&D costs will be ridiculous.
Yeah, be ridiculous.
Yeah. So that makes sense. Good on your Etsy. Right.
So what's your rating out of 5?
All right, so out of 5, for me, right now, Etsy is a major buy, and that is 4.5.
Okay. My rating will be between 4.2 to 4.5 as well, out of 5. I previously held shares in Etsy but sold at a profit. Now that I can see that share price is at a reasonable price at the moment.
In comparison to the 52-week average.
That's it.
Gone.
I will be looking to acquire more shares in Etsy within the next few weeks.
Me, I'm just buying and holding, so I'll be buying some more anyway. So we hope you've enjoyed that episode or that stock analysis. We hope you like the new setting as well, temporary, until the sun goes away. We hope you like, share, and send the video to at least one person. Have a party in the comments, and please like the video. Until the next one,